If you like art, you'll want to hear about an upcoming event at the very fashionable Trunk Hotel in Shibuya. Right now, we're Zooming with Sascha Bailey. Hello, Sascha.
Oh, hi there.
There he is.
Thank you so much for having me,
CEO.
Colin.
Thank you very much for joining us. You're CEO of Blockchain Art Exchange. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. And the URL for people who are interested is myba.io. And we have Japanese and English translations for people to get used to the site and kind of how it works.
Excellent. And next to you is Kathy Knowles. Hello, Kathy.
Hi.
Kathy is here to explain about this first charity event, and you'll do that a little bit later in this interview. So, Sascha, tell me about this new gallery system that you'll be showcasing at this event.
So one of the major solutions that we wanted to kind of attack in the digital ecosphere of NFTs is that people didn't have control over their own smart contracts, didn't have control over their galleries. The only way that that could be done was if people had access to very expensive development teams and all of that sort of stuff. And there was no solution where people could essentially have a white label version of their site go out where they can launch, they can control the fees, they control the artist royalties, they can control all of these things that basically you would normally have to pay a dev an exorbitant amount of money to create. So we wanted to create that solution for people because artists need curators, they need managers, they need galleries.
Sure.
And the NFT ecosystem was missing out that sector of the art world for the longest time.
Let me stop you right there. What is NFT? What is NFT?
So NFT stands for non-fungible token. So without explaining fungible, basically it just means that this one thing is not like the other. So you can have, if I have two $1 notes, I can exchange them with you. No one cares. It makes no difference. But if I have one diamond and you have another diamond, they're not exchangeable. They're completely different. So the benefit, what a non-fungible token represents is it represents something that is not the same as something else, but can be underneath the same, I can't get here without getting slightly technical, underneath the same smart contract umbrella.
Okay. Can we find out more information about this on your website?
Yes, yeah. So we have information about all of this on our website, on our blog, that kind of helps people dive in, especially on our YouTube channel as well. That's definitely worth checking out. We've got years of information. And the great thing is because we're one of the companies that invented this entire concept, you can see the history of everything we learned along the way, and you can learn with us, especially by viewing our YouTube channel.
Very interesting. Now, as I look at you on the screen here, I'm wondering where I've seen you before. And was there a movie called We'll Take Manhattan? Did I see you in a movie called We'll Take Manhattan?
You probably did. So for the people who aren't familiar, my father is David Bailey, the photographer. I've actually done two shows in Japan prior to this at the Paul Smith Gallery with his artwork. And yes, I threw shoes at the girl who played Jean Shrimpton. God, she's in Guardians of the Galaxy. She's really major now. I threw shoes at her, and I told her to not forget her shoes. And that's my claim to fame. That's my IMDb. Always be there.
So you are a movie star.
Oh,
but you got started
100% a movie star.
But you got started, I understand, by drawing manga and selling it at one of your father's events. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. Wow, you've really done your research. So actually, you know what? It was at Freeze Art Fair. So I was really into drawing anime and manga, and I drew it. I was learning from these books, and I drew a bunch of it, and I just stuck it on the wall all over where my dad's booth was, and people came and bought it. And then I started explaining that it was me, and at 14 or something, I made quite a lot of money for a 14-year-old selling his artwork at Freeze. So that was actually what introduced me to the concept of art dealing, not to the concept of being an artist, because I found it fascinating that just because these drawings were on the right wall at the right time, it made them instantly interesting to people to stop and consider and have a look at. And amongst, I think it was probably a minimalist gallery I put it in, so it was a pretty bizarre place to have some manga hanging on the wall. But it was, a lot of people stopped and looked at it for a really long time, and I suddenly realized that, it's all about this presentation thing. It's all about, there's a lot more to it than just the artwork itself.
Can you sell your artwork, your manga art on BAE? Is that possible? Can any artist sell their artwork on BAE?
Of course you can. So with the gallery system, we have a multitude of galleries you can join, and that allows you to use the Ethereum network for free. You can upload your work, and then when the buyer pays, it gets turned into a token. Or you can come, and if you have some cryptocurrency already, you can use the main BAE, and then you're able to mint directly to the chain and pay a small fee. But with the gallery system, what we really wanted to do is open up to everyone. So create a way by people can start their own gallery who have a little bit of cryptocurrency, and then they can onboard people who have no cryptocurrency into the space, and we can grow it by doing that. Because the only way yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
So from the way I see it, the only way to really maintain this space in the decentralized and interesting way that it is to make sure that people get onboarded to crypto somewhere. But the problem is buying crypto is incredibly complicated and difficult. And if people could just upload their artwork and get paid the way that we're kind of solving it, it solves that issue of initially having to go through the process of buying it.
Okay, so let's say, for example, I'm an artist on Maui. In fact, I have a friend who is an artist on the island of Maui in Hawaii, and he would like to sell his art to the rest of the world. Could he upload his artwork onto your BAE exchange and make money from that by having other people copy the art? Is that how it works?
I can't guarantee that he'll make money because all our work is subjective, and whether it will be bought or sold is something else. But
sure, okay.
But if he goes on BAE and he goes to the gallery section and he finds a gallery that he likes and he requests to join it, and they let him in, then he'll be able to mint for free, start putting his artwork out to an international group of collectors. We just had a couple of things sold in the gallery system today, actually. And people he'll be able to start his journey into crypto without having to go through all the hurdles that people have gone through before.
So if someone were to download one of his artworks, couldn't they just copy it and disseminate it to all of their other friends around the world?
100%, but it wouldn't be worth anything. So the example I always give is you have a Picasso, say you have a Picasso. Now, that Picasso isn't actually worth anything because it's a Picasso. That Picasso is worth something because of the provenance. It's not the painting itself that actually holds any value whatsoever. It's the fact that you know that painting is real and you know where it's being passed down from. And that's as true for physical art as it is for digital art. And all that, on the simplest level, all that NFTs actually do is they give you provenance over the artwork. Whereas in digital art, you never had that before. So it doesn't matter how many, it doesn't matter how many fake Picassos are painted. It doesn't matter how many times, the Mona Lisa is copied. It doesn't matter how many times you copy a JPEG. It's still not the original work of art.
Very interesting. And I have another friend who is an artist in Taipei. She collects antique Buddhas, which are very, very valuable. Can you sell those online? Is it possible to sell a 3D object of art online via BAE?
It's definitely possible to sell a 3D object. Classical art that is considered, I guess, an artifact is something we haven't really explored yet. And that would definitely be interesting to be introduced and think about how that could be possible. But that hasn't been something that's been done yet. So that would be a new use case for sure. If it is someone else's art that's within living memory, or, they're someone who has an estate still, then you definitely need to get permission from them. But as far as artifacts go, that could be an interesting use case that we haven't even considered yet, and could definitely be something that could be possible.
Well, there are lots of interesting and extremely valuable artworks in the 3D world. Tell us a little bit more about your event at the Trunk Hotel. What can we experience? What can we expect to experience on the 28th, later this month? That's coming up on a Friday, right?
No,
Thursday, October 28th.
Okay, Thursday, October 28th. Sorry about that. Thank you, Kathy.
So, you can expect to experience some of the best in show of the gallery system, who's producing that. You can also expect our mixed screen from CrypTokyo V1 to come back. So you'll get a cornucopia of kind of all of the different types of crypto artists there are, as well as this kind of premium section, which is all of the galleries. But then the main event, other than the gallery system, is our first charity gallery, which we're super proud to announce, and that's why Kathy is going to explain more about, is the King Hero FAAC ALS, and I'll let Kathy take it from me.
So last year, Jesse McFadden, I'm sure everyone knows as the vocalist from Rise and the Bones, we basically went to school with ALS survivor Hiro Fujita, who's also the founder of NALS Association, and that's managed by the McCann group here in Japan. Basically every year, Hiro has always done a lot of art projects, and because this is a new boom, if anything, the NFT world, we're happy to say that we collaborated with BAE, where we created our own gallery for Hiro Fujita dedicated to him called FAAC ALS, which means Fighting Against ALS Currency. It's a bit cheeky because it does say FAC ALS, but basically we got Tadaomi Shibuya, who's an amazing artist that actually designed the Mizuno Olympic uniform this year during the Olympics Games. And he's also one of my favorite artists. So I'm just so happy that he actually created this beautiful King Hero piece last year when we were basically collaborating with Phase 2, who is basically the innovator of aerosol art in New York from the 1970s. And he always wanted to collaborate with Hiro. And he gave him a piece called Be a Hero, playing with the words hero, his name, with hero. And we created shirts with NDLS to promote this cause, because Faze unfortunately passed away in 2020. And one of his last wishes was to collaborate with Hiro somehow to help him with this cause. When we met with Sascha, we realized that we could actually do something with that piece that was created at that event last year, which was called King Hero. And we basically made it into an NFT, and we made a gallery. And we just want people to come see it and support it. And if people want to purchase a piece, there's 100 of them on there with special pieces as well, with AR effects and whatnot. But it's easy to purchase. But for anyone who is interested in understanding the NFT game, we thought that'll be great for it to at least go to charity, so that it's going somewhere good. And basically we were just given a space at Trunk Hotel to actually see who would be interested in supporting not only the NDLS Association, but also just those who were supporting the CrypTokyo from the beginning, where they're the first physical exhibit here in Tokyo from June 25th this year. So it's just really trying to build a lot of circles of people that want to understand more about NFTs, collectors, and also those that want to support Hiro and his charity and ALS.
ALS, of course, is also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, right?
Yes. Sorry, I didn't explain that, but yes.
Now, where in the Tronc Hotel will this be happening? In the restaurant, in the lobby area? Where exactly?
Room 101 in the exhibit area.
And is there an entry fee? And if so, how much? No entry fee. So it's free to go in. Any
but
food,
support
snacks,
Trunk
drinks?
Hotel and their bar and buy drinks, please, because they've been suffering during this state of emergency.
Oh yeah, all hotels. It's been disastrous all over the world for hotels. Anyway, Sascha and Kathy, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for explaining about your event coming up on the 28th. That's going to be Thursday, later this month. You said doors open at what time? 11
a.m., but the opening night, it will probably start around 1 p.m. But every day after that, it'll be from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. from up until November 3rd, which is a public holiday. So there is no excuse for people not to come through.
So it starts on the 28th and goes to the 3rd, November 3rd, which is a holiday, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Very good. Again, Kathy, Sascha, thank you very much for taking time to join us here in the Kong Show. And we wish you all the best and big success with your endeavor coming up later this month.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure.